I knew the girl that Bastian wanted me to find was somewhere in the city of Halifax, but knowing I wouldn't know exactly where unless I got closer, the prince sent me to Nova Scotia. I kept in touch with the beta, Luca, about the girl's status. I had no idea why she was important. My job was just to find her, and it had taken years. I found her in a ratty apartment. I wondered why she had been cloaked. Why was she important? I didn't see any indication she was anything special. She left daily, never too far from where I could sense her, and returned at night. Nothing out of the ordinary. Once or twice I intervened when I saw predatory behavior from some random guy on the street taking notice of her and following her home. She was oblivious of the danger around her, so I was happy to see her move out of that place to a more secure building. The place had a front guard, and it was definitely more secure, but there was one problem. Shit. I called Luca. She's with Golden Leaf.
The prince won't like that.
They seem to be keeping her safe.
For now, find out what they want to do with her.
I got to the empty fairgrounds between the town and our territory. I parked my car next to the hut belonging to a witch named Hattie. She had been there since I could remember. I took a quick look around and saw no one else had arrived yet. I had maybe 5 minutes before my dad arrived. I knocked on the door.
We're open.
I walked in. The shop was decorated with Mi'kmaq First Nations art. Hattie sold jewelry and various memorabilia, but she also sold potions to those in the know.
Well, look at the new Alpha Cub. Aren't you still a cutie?
Hi, Hattie. How have you been?
Oh, I'm fine. 462 years old last month. I don't look a day older than 50.
Looking good, as usual, Hattie. She always gave me a number over 400 years to her age, so I found myself wondering if it wasn't the truth.
Humph. You are trouble, you are.
I'm not.
Don't give me that. I remember you when you were just born. You, with your big amber puppy eyes and curly brown hair, and the chubbiest cheeks I ever saw. So what? You dropped the chub and got some scruff on your chinny chin. You're the same pup I've known. Trouble with a capital T.
I sighed. Okay, what did I do this time?
You are about to be the alpha, and you sent your strength away. I can see your aura is in pain. The separation, it's agonizing.
I swallowed, not knowing what to say.
Now why would you go and do that for?
To protect her.
She was plenty protected here.
Did she know who I was talking about?
I'll fetch my bowl.
She huffed. I waited less than a minute. Hattie disappeared behind her bead curtain and came right back out with a bowl of water, which she shoved into my arms. Her cat, a yellow tabby, who had been purring on one of the shelves, hopped down and touched the water with her paw. Not liking the wetness, the cat shook her paw and meowed in an annoyed tone. She's not afraid of me?
Mimi's my familiar. She's used to creatures of all kinds. You can pet her if you want. She remembers you from when you were little.
I don't remember. The cat purred and rubbed her head on my hand. This was a rare opportunity. Cats hated werewolves in general and didn't come close. I always thought they were cute. I felt lucky to see one up close.
She's gone and got herself pregnant again. It breaks her heart every time she outlives her kittens, but she insists. Something about natural order.
You understand her?
Familiars and sorcerers have a special bond. We were made as a pair by the spark. The familiar gives me joy and energy and love. I, in turn, give her a long life. She lives as long as I do.
Hattie sounded remorseful about this.
This was too long, eh?
The cat purred anyway.
She notices things I can miss. Animals are not hindered by logic, so their instinct is incredibly accurate and very useful.
It must be nice to have that kind of instinct. The cat started to rub against my arm, curling back and forth. Her purr reverberated through me and softened the jagged edges of my grief.
She recommends you go follow your heart, pup. Her maternal instincts say that is your true path.
I petted Mimi in appreciation. She gave a meow that trilled with her purr. I wish I could, I admitted. I brought my focus back to the task at hand. What's with the water?
Don't you know anything? Water is connected to the moon. It's a good way to read troubled wolves like you. Now think.
Of what?
Anything. We need a baseline. The water will flow from there.
This was frustrating. I hated that I didn't know where Ari was. I wasn't sure I could concentrate on the pack like I should unless I knew for certain she was safe. Mimi's meow called me back, and Hattie grabbed the bowl out of my hands. I had no idea what she gleaned. I was too distracted to see what it showed.
From what I can see, your instincts are just fine. The trouble is you.
What do you mean?
You're not listening to your wolf. In the same way a familiar knows where their energy is connected, the moon-bound soul knows it is meant to be with its other half.
Hattie sighed.
You broke from your path when you broke your heart.
What does that even mean? Mimi trilled again and hopped back onto her sunbathed shelf.
Oh, it's a good thing. Most people think that strife leads to a tragic ending. It can, especially if you give up. But if you don't, if you use it as a reason to get up and keep moving forward, that very same difficulty would be the turning point towards a much greater strength, allowing you passage on a much grander path.
A grander path? I shook my head. How about I just settle into a clearer path?
Always with the logic. Fine. Tell me about your problem.
Hattie laced her fingers and leaned over the store counter. I need to do what's best for the pack. That's the priority. What my heart wants is not possible. I feel split. On one hand, I have the path as alpha. On the other, the path to my mate.
Good news. Your priorities don't matter.
Hattie's black eyes twinkled knowingly.
It's rather exciting, you see. Destiny has her own plans for you.
How is that supposed to help me now? I can't eat, I can't concentrate. Hattie and Mimi exchanged looks.
I do have a potion. One that will help you focus on your priority, as you say. Drowns out the distractions.
I think I need that.
But I've had spotty success with shapeshifters. It's a little complicated, and you need to be of clear intent when you take the potion. If it works, it will naturally wear off as you achieve your goals. If you screw it up, there are no guarantees that you will be able to recover what was left behind.
Recover? No. She was safer out there. My wolf was unusually quiet, listening carefully. I thought through the warning, but in this case I couldn't see a downside. I'll take it. Hattie hesitated. She tugged on her braid, nervously contemplating her decision.
And when she comes back?
She's no one an alpha can be with.
Clearly the moon goddess thought differently.
Hattie looked into my eyes, getting uncomfortably close.
Oh well.
She said abruptly and went to the back room behind her beaded curtain. I heard a few puffs and poofs and it smelled of kiwi and lemons. She handed me a vial of light green liquid.
If fate's involved, nothing I do will mess with that. Go ahead and drink that potion. It might help, might not. It's not up to me.
Thanks?
Thank me with money, pup.
I handed her a 50.
Nice doing business with you. Be clear on what your priority is and all else will drown out.
I need to focus on being alpha.
Sure. Focus on that.
She didn't seem to think this was all that important, heading back to her potion room to clean up. Can't I choose my own fate? Hattie stopped short of the beaded curtain and turned. Her eyes looked at something I couldn't see. From the sadness in her eyes, it was clearly a devastating memory.
It's called fate for a reason. Not everything is preordained, but the things that are will always be at the end of any path you choose.
I could fight it, go against it.
I can tell you from experience, the worst part about going against divine guidance, the price isn't just paid by you, it's paid by others too.
Who paid the price for you?
My son.
The sadness sunk into her eyes like they had always been there, and I was shocked that I had never noticed.
That kind of debt you carry until fate is done with you.
She took a quick breath in, and her smile was back. The haunts in her eyes, vanishing as quickly as they had shown up. It was fleeting, but the witch's heartache was palpable. It was dark and heavy, and the years had not ebbed the pain. I felt for her, but for me, my choice was clear. I was already broken. This was the way to lessen my pain. I knew what I had to do, and I couldn't see how Ari or anyone else would be hurt by my choice. My wolf clawed at my heart, but I needed to do this. Mimi narrowed her eyes and meowed again. This time with no purr.
Mimi's right, but I can see you're determined. Go ahead, take the harder path. It will hurt more, but it will make you tougher.
Tougher. I needed to be tougher and be a strong alpha. Yeah, could you not tell my father about... I lifted the potion.
Oh, hush. I'd do no such thing. I've kept your father's secrets all these years. I can keep yours too, even the fact that you sent the girl away.
The door opened and my dad came in. I slipped the potion into my pocket.
Hattie, how are you?
Never better. I see the young cub here has grown up to be so handsome.
Yeah. Was worried there for a minute. He was so tiny. He's finally getting tall enough to be a decent werewolf.
I watched as my dad gave Mimi a gentle scratch behind her ears. She purred again.
Introductions are in order, I assume?
Yes. If you could prepare the grounds.
Hattie smiled. Mimi was gnawing on my dad's finger, play fighting.
Silly girl.
He laughed. Hattie arched her eyebrow.
No, not you. I meant Mimi.
Hattie gave my dad a chiding look. She knew what he meant, but teased him anyway. Dad shook his head at being tricked, but clearly he didn't mind Hattie's teasing. It was so odd to see my dad be playful like this, but it tickled at old memories of when I was a young cub and how we spent our time. He took time to teach me how to hunt and pounce, even before I became a wolf. My sense of love and loyalty to my father filled my aching heart. I was making the right choice. I would not let this man down.